Hello and welcome to National Assembly Watch. I'm Esther Wak. The Senate has inaugurated its Standing Committee on Legislative Compliance. This, it stated, was aimed at enforcing its resolutions on all its standing committees as well as all the ministries, departments and agencies of federal government. The committee, chaired by Senator Musa Madoki, PDP KB, was inaugurated by Senate leader Senator Opeyemi Bamidele on Tuesday. Bamidele disclosed that part of the mandate of the committee is to oversight other standing committees as well as all MDAs of the federal government. Bamidele further added that the challenge of the country is not to make legislations but ensure outright compliance with laws passed by the two chambers of the National Assembly. The Senate leader stated that the Committee on Legislative Compliance has mandates of the committee to invite any senator who refused to comply with all the rules of the Senate. Bamidele stated that the Committee on Legislative Compliance is not meant to be anybody's friend, neither is it constituted to be an enemy to anybody, but to ensure that resolutions of the Senate are complied with. On his part, chairman of the committee assured the leadership of the Senate of complying with the directive of the upper chamber on the mandates given to them. The House of Representatives has urged the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to revoke the licenses of defaulting any international oil companies violating the Petroleum Industry Act. The House recommends that companies violating protocols of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Clean Development Mechanism, and greenhouse gas should be equally sanctioned. The resolution was sequel to unanimous adoption of a motion by Representative Victor Obuzo, PDP Rivers, at plenary on Tuesday. Moving the motion, Obuzo stated that Section 240 of the Petroleum Industry Act stipulates that oil and gas companies should remit 3% of their annual operational expenditure to producing host committees via the Host Committee Development Trust Fund. He stated that the main objective is to foster sustainable prosperity within the communities, provide direct social and economic benefits, and enhance harmonious coexistence. In his ruling, the Speaker of the House, Representative Tajuddin Abbas, mandated the committees on host communities, petroleum resources downstream, and petroleum resources midstream to investigate and report back within 6 weeks. The House of Representatives has urged President Bola Tinubu to allocate part of the fuel subsidy removal savings to funding healthcare service for the vulnerable. This followed the adoption of a motion by Rep. Bashiru Dawodu, APC Lagos, at plenary in Abuja. Representing the motion, Dawodu stated that socio-economic development was not achievable without access to quality and affordable healthcare services. He revealed that the World Health Assembly in 2005 adopted universal health coverage as part of Sustainable Development Goal Agenda 2030. Bashiru also disclosed that after 23 years, only 5 million Nigerians were enrolled by the National Health Insurance Authority. He also urged NHIA to ensure implementation and monitoring while mandating the House Committees on Health Institutions and Finance to ensure compliance. The Senate has urged the federal government to declare a state of emergency on drug abuse among Nigerian youth. This resolution was sequel to a motion on the growing menace of illicit drug use and other mind-altering substances across Nigeria during plenary on Tuesday. The motion was sponsored by Senator Hussaini Babangida Uba. In his contribution to the debate, Deputy Senate President Barao Jibrin stated that the future of every country lies in its youth, and when you have something that is destroying your youth, it shows that your future is in jeopardy. Several lawmakers who contributed during the debate expressed worry over the use of mood-altering and psychoactive performance-enhancing drugs, dependency drugs, as well as abuse of prescription drugs. Senators noted that urgent action needed to be taken to avoid an escalation of the already precarious security challenges in the country. The Senate subsequently resolved to, among others, to employ the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Federal Ministry of Health, and other relevant government institutions to step up their effort to curb the alarming consumption of hard drugs, which was prevalent in southern and northern part of the country. The Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the Senate President has stated his principal, Senator Godswill Akpabio, harbors no ill will towards any of his distinguished colleagues. Honorable Eseme Eyibo stated this just as he rejected claims by Senator Elisha Abo that the Senate President influenced the judgment of the Court of Appeal sacking him from the Senate. Eyibo, in a statement he issued in Abuja on Tuesday, expressed shock at the assertion of the former Adamawa North Senator, describing Abo's claim as delinquent, provocative, and unbecoming of a distinguished senator. He further explained that Senator Akpabio, for emphasis, has no ill will towards any of his distinguished colleagues, and as he has stated in the past, the members of the leadership election have been buried and replaced by fraternal bond of nation, building his shares with overwhelming majority of the Senate. The House of Representatives Committee on Finance stated its plans to block revenue leakages in government ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as ensure adequate funds for government activities. The chairman of the committee, Rep. James Faleke, APC Lagos State, stated this at an interactive session with stakeholders on Tuesday in Abuja. The House of Representatives Committee on Finance says it plans to block revenue leakages in government ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as ensure adequate funds for government activities. The chairman of the committee, Rep. James Faleke, APC Lagos State, stated this at an interactive session with stakeholders on Tuesday in Abuja. Faleke stated that there was a need for all African countries to look inward for economic growth and development, given the looming global economic downturn. He stated that the committee be guided on the Constitution and the standing orders of the House in discharging its duties. In a remark, the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Maiden, stated our office was putting measures in place to improve revenue generation. She stated that measures were being put in place to digitalize the entire process of revenue remittances and receipt issuance. Maiden stated that the Office of the Accountant General was ready to collaborate with the committee to achieve its mandate. And that is the news on National Assembly Watch on VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social media channels at VOP TV Live. I am Esther Wak.